to Surrey Art Gallery. Hello, and my name is Fran Dawkins. Everyone who visits our gallery is encouraged to ask questions of themselves and the Docent guides and share thoughts that can spark conversation around art and other ideas. Today, I would like to introduce you to 3 sculptural works of art by Keith Rice-Jones. Keith is a local artist and ceramic sculptor working alongside his partner Celia Rice-Jones in their shared studio space in Burnaby called Wild Rice Studios. These 3 works make up the installation called Monumental Sculptures that are permanently on display in our courtyard pond. Directional Perspective, Annulus Totem, and Reflection. We are going to invest in experiencing and examining these works for ourselves, practicing slow looking. I invite you to take time to look closely in order to see what is really there and to help us understand and contemplate what we are looking at. What do you see? Perhaps I can start by saying what I see. There are 3 abstract figures, but I have associations with ancient figures, with Inukshuk, with totem poles, and even a crab claw. What forms do you see? I didn't see Keith making these, but I realise the artist made many choices on scale and variations of forms and parts he decided to add, alter, or leave out to come to these final compositions. What do you notice about the surface of these sculptures? The material these are made from is clay, but it appears as stone or rock which has a smooth surface, something organic and inviting. The clay surface is textured and covered in a dark, stone-like glaze that completely transforms the material. The soft, rounded forms draw my eye and have a very different character to Rice-Jones's more geometric works. The location of the sculptures is also thought-provoking. Does this inspire other associations by being placed in water? The sounds of the water splashing, the way the light refracts off the water's surface, all become integral parts of the work, of this sculptural installation. When you look at this, what other senses are awakened? What other senses are imagined? How would you imagine these sculptures were made? Keith Rice-Jones constructed these using large clay slabs, moulded and joined together to create 3D forms. Once these are completely dried, they're fired in a clay kiln and transformed into hardened ceramic, and then glazed and fired again. The finished ceramic forms are assembled together after firing, so the size of the kiln doesn't limit the scale of the final artworks. I thought I might share a bit about the artist Keith Rice-Jones, his influences and history, to provide some context now that we've had a chance to look at the artworks. Keith mentions that he has always really been a maker. His training started as a woodworking teacher in the UK, following the arts and crafts tradition. You can see this in his slab-built construction process and his vessels. He was also intrigued by his study in early modern art and architecture. Keith is enormously influenced by the Bauhaus movement and modernist sculptures such as Constantin Brancusi, Barbara Hepworth, and painter Ben Nicholson. He was also influenced by other modernist art movements like Surrealism and by early artworks of diverse cultures, including Neolithic Cycladic figures and historical African masks. For Keith, discovering clay in the early 70s was an epiphany. He's known to have said, "It changed my life. I can't imagine my life without clay. It's just there all the time." Thanks for joining me to practice a bit of slow looking. Everyone will have their own personal interpretation and understanding of Keith Rice-Jones's Monumental Sculptures. Hopefully, the time we spent looking at them and discussing these artworks gives us a new appreciation of them.